back, and now we have a session on SDG3, Good Health and Well-Being True Complexion Mission by Ms. Rozella Mahjhrin, founder of True Complexion. She says she didn't have a great childhood. She was always teased and bullied because of her birthmark and felt like an outsider who didn't belong anywhere. And that's why in 2015, she founded True Complexion, a community platform that promotes diversity and inclusion while spreading the message of acceptance, empathy, and empowerment. Through True Complexion, she engages with a community that is 7,000 strong. She has given talks and workshops to as many as 1,500 people for various organizations and events such as TEDx, CIMB Bank, and Intel Malaysia, to name a few. As a result of her advocacy, private public speaking, and training programs, teenagers and adults now have a safe place to overcome their insecurities and mental health issues, tap into their strengths and uniqueness, and cultivate unshakable self-confidence. With clarity, conviction, and effective toolbox and a support system, individuals can take what they learn and translate it into repeatable actions that help them achieve their desired results. The mindset, skills, and knowledge she shares can free them from the past and lead them to make changes that create a future full of possibilities. Thank you so much, Ms. Rozella, for joining us today. Over to you for your session.
Thank you so much, Aparna. It's now almost like 12 a.m. in Malaysia and past my usual bedtime, but I'm so glad that I stayed up with you today. Today, I'm actually going to talk to you about the work that I do at True Complexion, my community platform, and how I use the art of storytelling to advocate for diversity and inclusion. I'll give you a clearer idea of why I do what I do and why it's so important. Most of us, we don't really realize how storytelling is so powerful, how it plays an important role in shaping the attitudes that we have towards one another. Stories either can reduce stigma, help us connect with each other and bring us closer together, or they can create fiction, reinforce prejudice and discrimination, and tear us apart. Unfortunately, for centuries, the stories that have been told about people living with disabilities, illnesses, physical differences, and mental health issues often portray them as either the victims who is helpless and in need of pity or sympathy, or the villain who is scary, threatening, or grotesque. And this is really common. We see it all the time in fairy tales and cartoons that children around the world grow up with, and it's still seen even today in blockbuster movies and advertising campaigns. Women, we are especially subjected to an unrealistic beauty standards. These types of stories, these type of images are not only stereotypical and harmful, it further marginalizes an already stigmatized community. I know this because I have a birthmark on my face, and growing up was not easy. I was often teased and bullied because of the way that I look, and other kids would often call me names like Strawberry or Two-Face, the supervillain from Batman. That's a picture on the screen right now. Strangers on the street, they would even stare at me and laugh at me and call me questions and ask questions and call me names and say things like, "What's wrong with your face? Are you sick? Is it contagious?" And as a young person, when you get told these stories all over and over again, that you get told that something is wrong with you, that you don't belong, that you need to be fixed, you tend to believe it. It not only affected my body image, it affected my mental, emotional, and physical well-being. I carried that pain with me throughout my 20s. And it manifested in depression, and anxiety issues, and eating disorder, and I even struggled with an alcohol problem. If I'm being completely honest, I barely remember my 27th birthday, except for the morning after. I actually ended up in the doctor's office because I had alcohol poisoning. That moment was really pivotal for me. It made me realize that if I kept living like this, if I kept living up to other people's expectations and pressures, if I kept believing the stories that people told me about who I was and what I was worth, and if I kept repeating those stories to myself, I would probably end up hurting myself even more, or worse, maybe even killing myself. And this is really why I do what I do. This is why I believe it's so important to change the narratives that we have, not only of ourselves, but also of other people. That's why I advocate for body diversity and beauty inclusion. It's the reason I founded True Complexion in 2015. I really wanted to humanize people living with physical differences, medical conditions, and mental health issues. I wanted to normalize the conversations that we had in our workplace, in our schools, in our homes. And most of all, I wanted to make it possible for people to be heard and seen for who they truly are, beyond their looks, beyond their labels, beyond their health issues. True Complexion is a community platform that celebrates diversity and inclusion, and we do this through the art of storytelling via words, images, and videos. I have interviewed over 250 people, and almost every single person that I've talked to have told me that they too have been judged, misunderstood, or mistreated because they are different. And why are they different? Who made them different? It all comes back to the stories that we have been told for centuries, the stories that emphasizes our differences instead of our similarities, that emphasizes our physicality or our condition instead of our humanity. If you do a Google search of most types of medical conditions, this is like psoriasis, for example, this is the kind of imagery that you will see. It's no wonder people are so fearful. It's no wonder people are so quick to judge. And it's no wonder why we build walls and stay away. If we want to see improvements and changes in our communities and in our workplace and in our homes, we need to change the way we tell stories, not just about other people, but about ourselves. We must learn how to speak up and use our voice. But most importantly, we must learn how to listen to other people and to ourselves. If I had not changed the story that I had in my head, that I was told about who I am and what I'm worth, I would not have started True Complexion, and I would not have been able to impact so many people through the events and training programs that I do. If I had not changed the story in my head, I would have not been able to be a part of the It Cosmetics beauty campaign in 2020, and I would not have young people walk into the store and feel less insecure about the way they look because someone else was courageous enough to show up in their authentic self. If I had not changed that story in my head, I would still be hiding. I wouldn't be with you today. I wouldn't have the courage to come out here and share my story so openly and participate in a lot of wonderful events like TEDx Youth KL, the Obama Foundation program, and even the Eisenhower Global Fellowship program. And the reason why I'm telling you all of this is not because I'm trying to brag or show you how great I am. I'm telling you this because I want you to realize the power of storytelling and how you can use it to transform your business, your community, and your personal life, and most importantly, to improve your health and well-being. Thank you so much. My name is Rozella. I'm so glad that I could be with you today. If you would like to connect with me, here are my details. Please look me up. I wish you love, joy, and health. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rozella. That was a really touching story and inspiring at the same time. We all have such stories in our lives, and I could really relate to your story. Thank you so much for all the good work you're doing and making the world a better place for everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I know it's very late in Malaysia. We are really honored to have you with us.
Thank you so much.